Hey everyone, it's Abhinaya here. Today we're here to meet with Dylan, who's currently in high school and working on a cool product.
Kai, what is the weather today?
It is 58 degrees and cloudy.
Hi, my name is Dylan Rose. I'm a senior at a high school just north of Chicago. I am currently working on a project called Kai through my company Glimpse Wearables. We are seeking to create products that reduce the need for a smartphone screen and make technology more accessible for people during their activities and throughout their day.
So Dylan, what was your inspiration behind the product?
So this product came out of Google Glass. So I was really into the whole concept of being able to have all your smartphone features in front of you, accessible, and without having to look down, being engaged in the world around you. So I was laying in my bed in about March of last year, so about a year ago, and the idea came to me that, what if you got rid of the screen? What if we didn't need to have that display? So then I thought, all right, how am I gonna get this inexpensively all the time to users, discreetly and unobtrusive, unlike Google Glass? And I came down to, the idea that you should attach a device behind your ear where no one can see it, and it would have a stylish design and it would be accessible to all people because of its price point. One of my workspaces. See, it's kind of messy. And here's actually the prototype that, I'm sorry I don't have a working one for you today because the charging, I tried to put in wireless charging and it just has not been working, but it cost me about, $400 to $500 total, which, I think is a really big accomplishment for me, considering that some people will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars working on their first prototype. But it's really helped that I didn't have the money because it forced me to look at other solutions. So to get kind of that voice interface in something this small, you can only use Bluetooth because you see the tiny little Bluetooth headphones. So I spent a ton of time researching, and that's how kind of I learned, whether Bluetooth would be usable for a voice interface. And you'll thread it in one, comes out the other, and boom, it's on. And it stays on, and I can show you pretty easy to adjust, and it's there, and it's discreet, can't really see it. I just had the goal in mind, all right, get it to a Kickstarter, but Kickstarter requires a working prototype, so I had to have a working prototype. And yeah, I wanted to launch in October, but after realizing that I needed more marketing efforts, I took a couple months and just said, all right, how am I gonna get this out to people? How am I gonna work it out?
Dylan's currently working on a beta app for the Kai wearable product so that once a user gets the product, they're easily able to access and manipulate custom features in there.
Past week, I've been doing this every night for hours. Before that, I dipped my toe. I kind of just had an idea of what I needed to do, but now I've kind of given it that full effort. And that was similar to what I did when I first was trying to figure out the Bluetooth hardware. I just sat for hours on my computer. You could not rip me away. And that's, for me, that's my process is I'll think about it a lot. I'll kind of, get a little bit of information up front and then kind of just think about it and see what I need to do. And then when I feel comfortable, I really just dive in and persist. I choose a problem to work on, and I really don't stop until I figured out that problem.
So how did you come up with the name for your product, Kai?
So I was at work working on my project, don't tell my boss, and one of my friends was sitting with me, and I had come up with a couple names. I knew I wanted it to be short. I come up with Kan, K-A-N, and I thought I was gonna go with that. And one of my friends was like, I don't really like that. And we were kind of just going through a couple names, and he said Kai, and I was like, wait, that's actually works pretty perfectly because it's K and then A-I. Artificial intelligence.
So once Dylan had the idea for the prototypes and designed them, he would come to library to use the 3D printers here to iterate the designs and get a feel to what is actually working.
It was really great because it was free. I didn't have to buy another printer. I would just send them in. However, I was limited to one per week, and as you can see, this is one of the prototypes, but the quality isn't the best. So once I found Shapeways online, I started ordering from them.
You're really limiting yourself to people who have glasses. And what do you have to say about that?
So,
Kai is one of the first products kind of in this brand, and being the first product and kind of breaking into the market, it's not about glasses or no glasses, and yes, of course I'm trying to reach a mass market, but for kind of these early backers and the people on Kickstarter and the people who are going to get the product initially, they're the people who are interested in the product, regardless of whether they wear glasses or not. So we are at my mom's house now, so I would say half the work is done here, half the work is done at my dad's house.
And what's kind of your goal to take it to the next level?
Get into production with a manufacturing firm. So right now the costs, what's left is, I would need probably about $25,000 to get the hardware into manufacturing. A lot of that is molds, but also just a little bit more development on the chip itself, as well as getting the design ready for manufacturing.
What happens if you don't get funded on Kickstarter?
I'm still going to be looking for other sources of funding, because funding really enables this project to get to market as quick as possible, whether that be through strategic connections or through contracting firms to do a lot of this heavy work that brings a product kind of from prototype to market. But if not, and I'm not able to get money, which is definitely common, I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to continue to bootstrap. I'm going to continue to learn. I'm going to continue to build on what I already have and see, how close can I get it to a market product. And I think regardless of where this goes, I've already learned so much, and there's just more to learn. And as long as I focus on that, I'm always succeeding, regardless of whether I have money or regardless of whether a Kickstarter funds or whatever.
Even though he's still in high school, he managed to turn his idea into a product, and he did that with various resources that are available to him, and he took advantage of that. 3 stages Dylan went through to create his product. First up, researching. He googled everything, watched videos, and did a lot of experiments first. Second step, curating. He made prototypes of the design to perfect, so once he had a solid prototype, he wanted to tell other people about it. Third step, marketing. He wanted to get as many eyes as possible to mass produce the product, so Dylan's currently using Kickstarter to do that. He ordered Bluetooth components from Amazon and speakers from Alibaba. To design the product, he used Fusion 360, and to 3D print, he used resources at his library and then Shapeways. To build the product, he's currently using Android Studio and Houndify API for voice recognition. So if you do have an idea for your product, use the resources that are available to you and just get started, and you can learn from there. Thanks Dylan for letting me follow you for the day, and until next time, keep learning.